For victims from conservative families, sextortion feels less like a crime and more like a social catastrophe waiting to happen. Research on online exploitation and sexual victimization consistently shows that crimes involving shame and stigma are dramatically underreported because victims often fear judgment more than the offender itself. Scammers understand this silence and actively target people who feel trapped between cultural expectations and personal safety. Through family research and personalized threats, they can transform private fear into leverage that keeps victims isolated. The threat is not just exposure. It is the fear of disappointing loved ones, damaging reputation, or being permanently judged. That emotional pressure becomes the scammer's strongest weapon, turning the target into a silent victim while protecting the criminal and trapping them in a cycle of fear that feels impossible to escape. Blackmail built around cultural pressure. Sextortion targeting conservative families primarily relies on emotional leverage instead of technical skills. Criminals obtain images or conversations, then threaten to send them to parents, spouses, or respected community members. The scammer uses language tied to honor, modesty, or reputation to increase fear. Even when they lack real access to your family, the threat feels credible because it attacks identity and belonging. Victims comply to avoid social fallout and gradually become a silent victim, and that compliance encourages escalation. The scam is engineered to isolate you emotionally and prevent outside help. How victims are targeted. Before taking action, it helps to understand how sextortion schemes are designed to entrap victims emotionally and socially. These are the most common methods used to target people from conservative families. Fake romantic profiles that escalate quickly into intimate conversations and pressure. Social media friend requests impersonating people from your cultural circle. Messaging apps where scammers pretend to share religious or community values. Video chat traps where recordings are secretly captured and weaponized. Threat messages referencing family honor to intensify emotional panic. These tactics are designed to bypass logic and trigger culturally rooted fear in a conservative family. Silence strengthens the scammer. Victims often believe reporting the crime would create more damage than the scam itself. That belief keeps them isolated and turns many into a silent victim while giving criminals time to escalate demands. Emotional distress grows because victims feel trapped between protecting themselves and protecting family reputation. Shame becomes heavier than the threat. Criminals rely on that silence to maintain control. The longer victims delay action, the more powerful the scammer appears. This cycle is what allows sextortion to spread quietly in a conservative family. Protect yourself without family exposure. When family reputation and privacy are at stake, taking the right steps early can prevent the situation from escalating or becoming public. These actions focus on protection, documentation, and control. Save screenshots of every threat and store backups in a secure cloud location. Stop sending money, images, or emotional replies that encourage escalation. Keep communication minimal, visible, and neutral if needed to preserve evidence, without provoking anger or revealing new information. Create a written timeline documenting what happened and when each demand occurred. Lock down privacy settings and remove publicly visible personal information immediately. Change passwords and enable multi-factor authentication on every online account. Report the scammer to the online platform, as well as your local and national law enforcement agencies. Contact a cybersecurity firm that specializes in confidential sextortion recovery. Privacy and protection can coexist. Coming from a conservative family does not remove your right to safety or confidential help. Sextortion survives because victims believe silence is their only option. Professional support exists specifically for situations where discretion matters. If you are being sextorted and fear the consequences of family or community fallout, you do not have to handle it alone. Blackmail.HelpLine provides confidential, victim-focused services designed specifically for situations where privacy is critical, including immediate threat assessment and response strategy. evidence preservation and documentation support, direct communication handling with the blackmailer when appropriate, digital footprint and privacy lockdown, content removal assistance when possible, and ongoing emotional and practical support throughout the process. All services are discreet, judgment-free, and focused on stopping the abuse without escalating harm or exposure. Our specialists have helped thousands of victims regain control while keeping their situations private. If silence feels like your only option, this is the safe alternative. Call 888-634-1535 or visit Blackmail.HelpLine.com for confidential help. Helpful links and resources. To learn more, visit our website at Blackmail.HelpLine.com. The link is in the description below. Feel free to leave a comment with your questions or call us directly at 888-634-1535. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and let us know in the comments if you'd like us to cover more cases like this. See you in the next video.